What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host.
Your first show back since Nolans.
Since Nolans, yeah. I spent the last 6 days in New Orleans for a bachelor party.
How many beignets you have?
One.
Okay.
Half of one, actually.
Okay.
Maybe just a bite of one.
Okay, what'd you think?
Very sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Good, but very sweet. I spent the last 6 days talking to a bunch of dipshits, so I'm happy to be back here. Yeah, my friends.
Okay.
So I'm happy to be back here.
With your own brand. Your own brand of dipshits. Exactly.
Professional dipshits.
But it was good.
It was very good.
Did you play any games?
I did. I beat Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Switch. Still recommend it as much as I always do.
Okay.
I'm still plodding away on that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Sure.
Trying to get the golds on all the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in 200cc. I'm in that shit. It's fucking hard.
It's really hard. It is really hard.
It's real hard.
That's why I didn't even do it. That's why I was like, I don't
Special
want to
Cup,
do this.
I think it is, or Star Cup with the Mario Galaxy inspired level.
Sure.
Whew. It's a tough one.
Okay.
Keep getting fourth.
No, that's terrible. No, that's not going to do it. That's not going to get
I'm
you
not even placing.
Yeah. Okay. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. KindaFunny.com/KFGD for all your questions, comments, bad PSN names, everything else under the video game sun. Then, of course, watch us record it live. Twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. You need to go to KindaFunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up. Then we set the record straight for everybody watching later on YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames, where we hope you like, subscribe, and share, and listening later on podcast services around the globe. No matter where you get the show, please support it over on Patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. It's what keeps the mics and lights on. Right now, housekeeping for you. Remember, Gamescast is up. It is the Detroit review along with Andy and interviewing Shaq. It went up late yesterday on YouTube thanks to a scheduling snafu. That meant not a lot of you saw it, especially when it wasn't in your routine, but it's up. It's up as an audio. It's all there for you. Also up is the Mizzou vlog. Tim and I bumming around Columbia, Missouri. You can get that at youtube.com/KindaFunny. This is not the Mizzou video we put up last week. This is Tim and I acting like morons in Columbia, eating pizza wings.
Playing basketball. Did I make that shot?
I was going to say, if you want to call what you did playing basketball, okay. But there's some basketball in there.
Sport, dude. I like the way they dribble up and down the court.
I hate you. E3 is coming up. Remember, we'll have pre-shows, post-shows, and live reactions for each and every conference other than the PC thing. You don't need to hear about the new TurboTax. You can tune in all of them on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames. Watch along live with us for the pre, post, and live shows. If you miss any of that, it'll be up on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames. The live reactions and the post-show commentary. Tim, one of the questions that was going around here, are we putting up the post-show commentaries that we do on audio services? Are we going to put up like the...
As Gamescast.
Yeah, just making sure. Okay, cool. Just making sure. I didn't want to speak out of turn. You can get them as audio too. And today we're brought to you by Omaha Steaks.
The watch-alongs will not be going up as audio.
No, those only go up as video. Yeah. Okay.
But the post-show analysis will be going up on audio.
Okay. Yeah. And today we're brought to you by Omaha Steaks and Brooklinen, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 5 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Kevin Coelho, welcome back to you as well. I've missed you. How was your day off yesterday?
It was good.
I guess Friday too. You weren't here Friday.
Yeah, that was not
Friday.
It
was National Wine Day. I don't remember much about it.
It was a funeral, so
yeah,
for me.
Sure, but then your birthday was Saturday.
Yeah. So that was fun. Hurt myself quite a bit.
What'd you do?
I flipped over the ATV like 4 times.
Jeez.
It rolled over me at one point.
But you're okay. You didn't break anything?
Oh, come on. You can't break this guy.
It's true, I guess. Another Mizzou story. We had a basketball player that was supposed to be really good, Ricky Clements. He rolled an ATV when he was already like on probation. He was at Elson Floyd's house. Huge scandal, brouhaha. Never played again. Man. Number 1, Bethesda is teasing something. If you haven't been over to their Twitter or Twitch, on Twitter this morning, they posted a GIF of their usual "Please stand by" logo hold screen that usually indicates a Fallout news of some kind. It's a little bit more colorful this time around, some purple, some pink hues to it.
Yeah.
And then over on twitch.tv/Bethesda right now, they're just doing an IRL stream of a Fallout Pip-Boy right there. He's kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Pip-Boy is the thing I wear. He's Vault Boy doing his thumbs up and the screen that says "Please stand by" behind him. Of course, this plays directly into a conversation Andrea and I had yesterday when one of you wrote into kindafunny.com/KFGD asking if you should hold your breath for Fallout 4 on the Switch. We said it was possible. I said more probable that you'd get a Fallout 3 or a Fallout New Vegas collection of some kind, seeing as how Fallout 3 10th anniversary this October. Then today this all happens. Tim, what do you think it is?
I don't know. And what do you think the color means?
That's an interesting point. Now let's get Andy.
Is it like a Joy-Con tint or no?
Ooh, hold on. Let's get Andy Prince involved. He writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, holy ballsack Batman! Bethesda Game Studios tweet this morning, #please stand by /Fallout load screen, has gotten me all Gatorade hyped. Give me anything Fallout at E3. My body is ready. Much love. Keep being amazing and stay safe out there, Wastelanders. A lot of you obviously wrote in about this, so I wanted to make sure one of you got credit. Today, Andy Prince does. Congratulations to him.
Prince, the man.
Here's my thing is, and I think this would be the biggest troll of all time. But if I need to get on a side, or not even a side, I just want to put this idea out there.
Yeah.
The neonish colors of it, the color to it, rather than that black and white or even green screen. You can pull up the Twitch right now if you want. Kevin, you can pull it up if you want to go picture in picture. Twitch.tv/Bethesda.
Yeah, please do.
Rage is already throwing around a lot of neon colors.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. This would be a troll move that I think would blow up in their faces if it turns out that this is all just some other part of hype for Rage. But I want that out there. I just want that out there. A feather in your cap.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario. I'm holding on to this is some kind of. I think it's going to be a Fallout 3 10th anniversary HD collection, whatever the hell you want to call it, put onto PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. That is my.
This doesn't scream colorful to me.
But this is all right. So Kevin, I'm sorry. Now, can you go to twitter.com/Bethesda? Bring up the still image where that's the focus right now. If you're a listener, we brought up the Twitch stream from Bethesda. Now where we're seeing Vault Boy up front with the screen in the background.
In the picture right now, we're blocking it, but there is one balloon. Yellow. There's a balloon. It's a balloon.
Yeah, there's one yellow balloon back there.
Balloons and birthdays and anniversaries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anniversary party there. You know what I mean? Look at this live rewind of this live stream or whatever. Yeah. It's just more colorful to me than it has been in the past, and maybe I'm wrong. This is very much me playing with. Oh, hey, cool. This is not what it looked like before. Fallout load screens usually are devoid of any color. Usually it's got that green hue to it or that like dirty white, I guess. Yeah. Kevin, are you bringing up the Twitter?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for it.
Okay.
What's the handle? Bethesda.
I think it's either Bethesda. You could just put in Bethesda right now in the Twitch search. In Fallout, you'll find people talking about this that would get us to the GIF. I think I even retweeted it if you want to go to my Twitter. I tweet a lot of stuff. So hold on, we're going to bring it up here. So if you're an audio listener still, this is just for Tim to agree with me that there's color. I just want Tim to agree on the color. See, look at this purple hue to it. Yeah. That's not normal.
No, that ain't normal.
Scroll down one. Nope, Kev, one more down.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't want to come over and beat you with a brick yet. There we go. See what I mean? That's just more colorful than it normally is. Correct me if I'm wrong, kindafunny.com/you're wrong, if you think there's usually color in this.
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh, here we go. Let's get some breaking news in here, all right? Lord of Pone wrote into kindafunny.com/you're wrong and says, the Bethesda tease is not for a remaster, according to Jason Schreier over at Kotaku. He mentioned that a lot of people are not going to be able to guess what it is. Huh. So Jason knows, apparently.
I don't know what that could be.
Huh?
What could that be? If a lot of people aren't able to guess, do you think, it could be, there was the mobile game already, Shelter.
Yeah.
Right? So mobile game, I'd say, is out of the question because people can guess that.
Right.
Well,
you figure what
new Fallout?
That's the thing. Fallout 5 would be on there, right? Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
A Fallout 4 on Switch. But so here's the thing of like people aren't guessing according to Schreier, right? I'm putting Fallout 3/New Vegas.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, here's the thing. We keep jumping to Fallout 5. I've seen people toss that around, of course. By the way, right now as we look at this Twitch page, you don't have to show it, Kevin, but I wanted to point out more than 142,000 people watching.
Yeah, the chat is going crazy, and I thought it was our chat.
And
I was like, what the fuck is happening?
How do we get so popular? No, I mean, it could be... What? Okay, so he's like, apparently Jason's saying something you wouldn't guess, right? The one thing I'm not seeing thrown out around enough is a Fallout spinoff. Not a Fallout 5, a Fallout New Vegas, but not New Vegas.
But not New Vegas.
And so then it gets of like, what's...
That would be my number one guess, if not for
really. I think I think a remaster, a Switch version of Fallout 4/3 or whatever.
I mean, we're due for that though, right?
Due for what? A
Fallout 4, like.
Well, yeah. I mean, but if you were gonna do that, but it just seems like there's been no scuttlebutt whatsoever about that. Not that
Fallout's usually really bad.
Fallout usually there's a lot of rumors, and you see people talking. So I mean, like that could be the thing. What Jason's talking about, right? Is like, cool. It is Fallout : Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? Like it could be something that weird where it's just out there.
There was talk before, correct me if I'm wrong, about Fallout New Orleans.
There was, yeah, that has been kicked around. You're right. That is a good point. That has been kicked around.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm very excited to find out what it is. I wonder if I wonder how they're going to handle this. If this, because this is right now it'd be a long burn till E3.
It's a long burn, and also this is the type of tease that unless you're bringing the heat, you should not put this out there because
but Bethesda brings heat.
It's only going to fuck you in the end if it's not what people want.
Yeah.
And so what do you think qualifies as what people want? Because I feel like on the low end of that, it would be a Fallout 3 Switch, like 10-year anniversary thing.
I feel like the most disappointing thing that can come from this, and I know it's going to anger some people, is Fallout 4 on Switch. I feel like just another late Switch port. What the fuck? Who cares? A Fallout 3. Hey, a lot of people played Fallout 4 and didn't understand what the hype was. Fallout 3 is a better game. We've remastered it. We're doing this. It's coming to everything, including Switch, day and date. That's exciting. I feel like a 10th anniversary version of that. Plus all the DLC bundled together. Everything you've ever wanted from Fallout. I understand why people love this game so much. I think that's more exciting to me personally, I guess, than Fallout 4 on Switch. Because Fallout 3 on Switch, I'm going to play. Or at least tinker with. Fallout 4 on Switch, I'm like, no, I platinumed this, and it's still so recent, I don't need to jump back in. And I didn't think it was as amazing as Fallout 3 was on a lot of levels. Yeah, I think if they're gonna, if this turns out to be Fallout New Orleans, Fallout Oklahoma, Fallout what, I mean, like, holy shit,
I think
like,
that's
that would
the
be
biggest news.
Yeah, 100% if that,
because it's not Fallout 5.
No,
so because Fallout 4 was 2 years ago, right? Yeah, because last year. Was it 3?
3. I think it was our first
year.
Yeah,
last year was the quote unquote
gone.
disappointing conference. The year before that was. Oh wait, no, because Doom was the same conference as Fallout, right?
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, 2015. 2015.
Yeah,
it was our first year.
Yeah,
gone was Doom and Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4 was 2015 as well. I'm
so then 2016.
Pretty confident in that.
Was Prey and Dishonored.
Evil Within 2 was last year.
Yeah. I feel like 2016 had some other.
But are we wrong? Yeah, okay, so we're right about that. Fallout. Some of the Capitalist Pig points out that Fallout 4 released November 10th, 2015.
Yeah.
So then it was the 2015 E3.
I just don't really. The 2016 one's the one that I'm like, I swear, like there was something cool. Doom was also 2015, Doom? No? Right? Wasn't Doom? It started the conference and then later it was Fallout. I think that's what it was. So I don't
have the memory for that when it comes to the press conference.
But whatever, 15 to now 2018, I feel like that's when you would announce if you're going to a Fallout New Orleans, Fallout whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting. Hopefully,
yeah.
What is your guess then for this tease? Are we going to get more every day from here on out, or is it going to be they're just going to go quiet? This Twitch stream is just going to end at some point, and then we're going to have to wait till E3. Because they've been good already, right? About Hey Rage.
Yeah.
Hey Rage is a real thing.
I kind of hope. I hope this. In my opinion, I would just have this till E3.
Just have the please stand by till then. That's awesome.
Until then.
Insane.
Yeah.
I wonder how long you could do it. Every so often, drop a new balloon in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh.
Because I'm trying to remember. I tuned in this morning. Actually, you know what? I can look. No, I can't. I think I already cropped it. I tuned in this morning to get a screen grab, knowing this would be the main topic of conversation, and I don't remember there being a balloon there. Of course, I got to look at fucking Nick already doing a goddamn thing. No, that balloon's news in the last 30 minutes.
Awesome.
There's the screenshot. Here, I already made the thumbnail.
The balloon though, that really. Okay, so balloons, birthdays, obviously anniversary. That would make the most sense. Are balloons and Mardi Gras associated at all? I don't think so. Not really.
I mean, yeah, beads would be more on the nose,
but that would give it away.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're building to it, like eventually have the balloons or the beads and the mask next to Vault Boy there on the table, right?
I love this shit, man.
I do too. I just wonder how.
That hype.
I hope they get to. I hope in the next 24 hours we have something in terms of just here's the title. Now, granted, that makes the show out of date and the thumbnail I made out of date, and whatever, we fucked it up, but whatever. That's us.
A title?
Yeah, Rage 2, dude.
I know, but like they would be so stupid to keep doing like the point when their conference comes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be people are gonna be bummed and upset if they know everything. If they're hyped knowing that a Fallout. Yeah, dude, remember last year when people knew every single thing that was gonna be there?
This is the E3 of hey, you know what's coming, but we're gonna surprise you and show you what's there.
I don't know, man.
Christian says in kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Look at Nibel on Twitter. He has a thread of gifts. There's a bunch of staff walking through randomly.
Interesting.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to text Pete Hines and ask him to walk in and wave at us. All right?
Yeah.
You can, there's a couple other things in there. Hold on. All right, hold on. Pete. All right.
And then, Kev, can you picture this small just throughout the show in case it happens?
Yeah, in case something changes or something else goes on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you want it on the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on the games daily the whole time, right? Or is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are saying put it on.
Yeah, put this small picture in picture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That'll be fun. It'll be a fun little something. But yeah, no, I think it'd be kind of bad if they burned everything that we're going to announce.
But that's my thing is I don't think you're burning it by saying, hey, you know what? It is Fallout : whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think you could do it.
I don't know. The one worry I have is that putting it out this early means it's not going to be a big deal. It's just trying to get ahead of it so people aren't upset the day of. You don't want to lose the momentum at E3. And Bethesda did last year. They lost hard.
Well, now did they lose hard last year because hold on, somebody called it out. I thought you were going to read it. Bethesda's E3, the Capitals pick again, Bethesda's E3 26 conference. This is what was covered. Dishonored 2, Prey, Fallout 4 DLC / Shelter, Quake Champions, The Elder Scrolls MMO, Doom / Fallout VR, and the first tease of New Colossus. So then 2017 was New Colossus and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that last year, I personally loved the conference. I thought they did a really good job with it. But remember, it was just the weird video package one where it was a press conference.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And there was nothing surprising. Every single thing, we either were getting an update on something we absolutely knew. There was the Bethesda land and there was the 2 in progress things, but it was obvious what they were when it was Evil Within 2 and Wolfenstein New Colossus. So people were really let down where they're like, well, okay, what's the point of this? Like especially if it's just going to be a video package. Again, I love the presentation. I thought they did a good job, but what I thought they did a bad job of was giving me a reason to go, oh shit, because I knew everything.
Huh. I hear you. Okay.
Especially when you're comparing yourselves to now 3 other third-party conferences with EA, Ubisoft, and Square. And again, not that any of that shit, quote unquote, matters, but that's what we do, and that's why it does matter, is because people.
I just feel like I'm gonna be so excited to see whatever it is that I'd rather it be, because I think you're right. Here's what we're talking about, I guess, as we continue just to do this, and I love this, is when we get to speculate and stuff. I feel that if you're going to go this early and do this amount of hype for it, it does need to be, hey, it's a Fallout, and you're going to go that long. It needs to be, hey, it's a Fallout standalone, whatever. You need to be able, you need to say that. You can save that and say it then. If you get there and it is a remaster, even, people are going to be like pissy about it. But I guess according to Jason, it's not. I don't know, man. Very interested to see how this plays out. Very interested.
I hope Pete
I'd be ready.
I hope Pete waves so
and
bad.
I don't think I was prepared enough mentally for there to be a, hey, you know what, how excited I'd be for just another Fallout expansion kind of thing. Not expansion, that sounds rude. You know what I mean? A Fallout standalone game.
Yeah.
Where like Fallout 4 I liked and I platinumed it and whatever, but like I said, it just didn't have the resonance that Fallout 3 had with me.
Yeah.
But then when this all started today, I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I can't wait to see what Bethesda's got up their sleeve.
Exciting times, Greg.
It is exciting times. E3 is our favorite time of year, and it's here. It's happening.
It's here, man.
It's
We're
here.
so close.
I was thinking about that in the shower today. I'm like, fuck. A week from today, we're going to be like in the throes of like the final, all right, everybody get where you need to be and where do you know when you're coming in on this weekend and all that jazz.
Kev, a quick tech note. We're seeing the border from Kind of Funny Morning Show a little bit on the left side and the bottom.
I wasn't going to say anything because if anything happens now, you'll never see it in time. Kevin can't do this much. Kevin, you're doing a great job over there.
What's the second news story, Greg?
Second news story is PUBG is suing Fortnite. At least this is over, of course. They're suing Epic, and this is over in Korea. I'll let Hayden Taylor over at gamesindustry.biz talk about it instead. PUBG Corp has filed a lawsuit against Epic Games alleging that Fortnite plagiarizes PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. According to the Korea Times, a PUBG Corp spokesperson said the company filed an injunction with the Seoul Central District Court against Epic Games Korea in January of this year. Officially filing a lawsuit is a bold move, however, given that PUBG is built on the Unreal Engine licensed from Epic Games. Just last month, PUBG Corp also filed a similar lawsuit against NetEase for alleged copyright infringement found in its 2 mobile battle royale titles, Knives Out and Rules of Survival. I'm going to kick it over Well, no, let's get your. What do you think first? What do you think first of this information?
It's interesting how late this is,
right? Especially when they threatened that immediately.
Yeah.
When this originally happened, they were very upset about it.
But I mean, it makes me think that maybe they have either a case or a reason to believe that there's some strategic advantage to doing this business-wise at this point. I saw a couple days ago that I forgot what the name of the movie is, but the Muppet looking movie, the puppet movie that's rated R.
Yeah. Not Murder on Sesame Street, but whatever.
Murder Street, or it's Murder whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Murder Puppets, let's just call it that, is getting sued by Sesame Street for
the thing you thought was cool, where
the
they were
tagline
of this ain't Sesame Street.
Yeah, these streets ain't Sesame.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, but it's always a weird thing where it's like we watch Deadpool 2 and they're making fun of the DC universe and Batman or whatever. It's like, are they allowed to say that? Like what? That stuff always interests me. Is like what references are they allowed to make? What makes it okay? And what doesn't. And you can sue people for anything.
Of course.
Whether or not you win and whether or not you have something to stand on, that's the question. So with this, I'm sure that they have a reason to believe that it's worth the time and money to do this. And at this point, you'd imagine that strategy isn't to just take a chunk out of Fortnite. But maybe there's just business guys that are really upset about how that all went down and have a grudge.
Yeah, what I'm doing right now is not ignoring you. What I'm doing is Jeffrey Grubb over on Twitter had said something about this that I found. Of course, you and I know it's hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen, have no real business sense.
We're not scientists.
We aren't lawyers. I'm not even a botanist. He had said something I thought basically how it was interesting that this was being filed in Korea because you can't IP rights in America wouldn't allow this or something like that, but I can't even find it now. So maybe he took it down, maybe he wasn't right, or maybe I'm just maybe I dreamed this quote from somebody. But the fact that it's happening over in Korea makes it a whole new ball of wax in terms of how it's going to go. Exactly. Now, as I was getting ready to, let's kick it over to Graham. Graham wrote into kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hey, Greg and Tim.
Hi.
So PUBG Corporation is suing Epic Games for copying their game. Now, is it just me or does this all feel like sour grapes on the part of PUBG because Fortnite has taken the format and made something that has more mass appeal than PUBG? PUBG wasn't the first Battle Royale game out there. It was just the first one that did it with major success. But in what world does that mean they have ownership over the idea? Granted, Fortnite did take more than a couple of not-so-subtle cues and ideas from PUBG, but to my knowledge, PUBG never had any sort of copyright over the format of the game. It also hasn't escaped my notice that Fortnite Battle Royale has been out for over 9 months, and only now, when PUBG finds that interest is waning a little, that now is its time to become an issue. It all feels wrong to me, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Graham. Yeah. I definitely think, I think it's probably a mixture of things, right? In the one hand, what you're saying, right? That, okay, cool, you have to watch this and build a case. It's not as simple as pulling a trigger and going. And if you assume that PUBG Corp and all these people they have working with them, that they have a legal mind, they understand if they have a case or they don't have a case. And yeah, let's build it up. Let's watch how they market. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they evolve and what ideas and quotes they take from us to go build it out that way. But I also don't think it's coincidence that just yesterday with the PUBG story we read was them putting up a blog post. It's like, hey, we know we need to do better and we're going to do better and update you more as they learn from what Fortnite's done.
Yeah, man, I don't know, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes and whether or not it turns into a thing or gets shut down immediately, because I feel like it could go either way. And the issue with this type of situation is literally you could just keep throwing money at stuff and get a different outcome than if you didn't do that. So it depends on how much of a grudge the PUBG guys have against this. But my gut tells me that they're not stupid and they're not going to waste money. And there's probably a reason that they're investing what they are into this. Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Again, as somebody who has no legal footing, it'll be interesting to see what this actually does to anything, if it changes anything, if this is something. I like the fact, as Hayden calls out in the article, that, this is a sticky situation given that PUBG is built on the Unreal Engine, right? Like, is in the toss for for the Unreal Engine, is there a thing of like we can pull it back at any time? So like, all right, you want to start a lawsuit? Cool, you can't use our engine anymore, which means no updates for PUBG anymore or something to that effect. Like you couldn't work on it. I don't know if that's
dangerous
what
territory.
It is, but it's like how dirty do you want to get? How much do you want to fight over this? We shall see. In Fortnite news, Fortnite's getting a vehicle ? Eddie over at GameSpot writes, Fortnite doesn't currently have any rideable/drivable vehicles, but that is set to change soon, it seems. Fortnite's in-game news feed today shows that a shopping cart vehicle is on the way. Quote, roll into battle alone or with a buddy, end quote, reads its description. That suggests the cart will work both in solo and squads. We don't know yet if you'll be able to drive the cart or if it has any special attributes to help you on the battlefield. At the very least, it may give you the element of surprise, as seeing a cart whiz by is not something Fortnite players are used to. I bet they'd get used to it pretty quick. I don't know how much the ruse of a shopping cart rolling by is going to get anybody anymore. Interesting. I thought that is the one thing sometimes when I'm playing that I like so much in PUBG is the vehicles and stuff. Do I like the vehicles in PUBG because they give me a chance? Yes. I'm able. I have no skills obviously in this game.
The shopping cart sounds like it'll help you out, Greg.
I don't know. For the first day, if I'm one of the first people in the first hour to find the shopping cart, I'll definitely be running people over and no one will see it coming.
Supermarket sweet, man. You've been practicing.
There you go. And just another thing to add to the lawsuit. PUBG's just putting it on the whiteboard, things to call on.
Man.
Number 4, that Halo arcade game is probably not coming to Xbox. Again, via Eddie over at GameSpot. Halo Fireteam Raven, the new Halo game for arcades, is probably not going to come to Xbox. In the latest Halo weekly blog post, developer 343's Industries confirmed that it has no plans to bring Fireteam Raven to Xbox or any other systems, at least not yet. Quote, there are currently no plans for release on Xbox or other platforms, 343 said. In the post, 343 said, Fireteam Raven is a unique arcade experience that makes uses of a giant custom-made cabinet with a 330-inch 4K screen and 4 mounted machine guns. So yeah, that kind of experience was never likely to be possible in your home on your Xbox anyway. You love these arcade games. Break your heart?
If I were a betting man, we're going to see this on mobile at some point.
Mobile?
Yeah. I do not think we'll get it on Xbox, though, just because of the type of game that it is. We don't live in the age of peripherals anymore, currently, especially on the Xbox
Tell me that's
One.
in my PlayStation Move Sharpshooter. What is it called? Yeah, sure. No,
Yeah.
They named it something else, didn't they?
I think it was a sharpshooter.
That's what I think it was on with the Kevin Butler PlayStation Move Sharpshooters ad. When they redid this one for VR, I think they called it something else.
Cheap piece of plastic.
Cheap piece of plastic. It's not cheap at all, actually. It's actually a good quality build.
Sure that it is. It doesn't surprise me at all. Like, it's light gun games on consoles, unless it's with Move. Like, we've kind of moved into that VR realm for that type of experience, right? Especially, like, did you see the trailer for this?
No.
Looks pretty rad.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
cool.
talking. I'm turning on the fan.
It's cool where there's like a bunch of different screens next to each other. So the 130-inch 4K screen, like, it's not playing around. Like, it's really cool. And I think it was DJ Kento.
Somebody just walked in.
Oh shit!
They walked out.
Oh, it's just
he's bobbling the head. Bobbling the head. Oh, what?
Oh, the bobble complete.
The bobble complete.
Oh, they're listening to us. They're listening to us.
Well, now Pete Hines better look at his text and get in there and do something.
DJ Kento, I think on the Reddit, was like, the guys need to do a party mode of this, and I totally agree.
Yeah. We want to do the Killer Queen too.
Yes.
We have a lot of arcade party modes we're never going to do.
I feel like would be super fun with the 4 of us going at it, because it's like there's just the machine gun looking light guns, and all of us are playing on the same screen.
Okay.
Next to each other, and it looks pretty cool. But yeah, this news doesn't surprise me. I'm happy they're getting ahead of it and at least making it clear. But I don't think anybody expected this to come to systems.
Well, SuburbaniteSlob wants to know what he can expect at E3, Tim Geddes. He writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, can I expect Halo 6 at E3? Hi, Greg and Andrea. Sorry, Tim. All signs point to at least a peak of Halo 6 at E3, but I don't know how excited I should be. Last year, 343 said Halo 6 would not be at E3, and they kept that promise. No such statement has been made this year. With the big Master Chief Collection update coming soon, it seems like they are trying to keep Halo on the mind. Whatever form that update or re-release takes, it would be a good way to get people into the Halo 6 beta. With the lack of Microsoft exclusives, I don't think they will go 2 years in a row without a proper Halo announcement. Please let me know where my hype level should be. Thanks for the endless amount of content. Alex Weber, a.k.a. SuburbaniteSlob. Tim, is he allowed to get excited for Halo 6 at E3 this year, Xbox One?
I do not think so, and here's why.
Lay it on me.
Pulling this out of my ass, I don't think we'll ever see a Halo 6. I think that going forward, it's going to be titled something different. And every time we make predictions like that, we end up being wrong.
Yeah.
They're just going to call it the PlayStation. No, it's the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But I
was saying PlayStation 4.
I do feel like Halo is in a different situation right now, where it still has the hardcore base, but it lost a lot of people along the way, and it doesn't have the mainstream oomph that it did,
of course,
a decade ago. I do feel like with Master Chief Collection, getting the update finally, and getting the Xbox One X enhancements, it's going to be hard to tell the story of that update because it's like very too little too late.
Hey, this thing should have been there forever ago.
Yeah, and there's so much like just bad taste in people's mouths when it comes to Master Chief Collection. But if that game worked, it'd be fantastic. So if they can find a way to like make that sound appealing to people, I think it will get Halo back in people's minds for the good memories that they had about the game. I can't imagine that we don't see a Halo at the E3. I feel like with where Microsoft's at right now, they need it. I feel like a lot of people will bitch and complain like oh, there's another Halo, another Gears, another Forza. It's like, well, at this point, they need that.
Yeah.
They need that first-party title, and unless they are doing what we talked about and trying to end this generation soon to like move forward to the next one, I think that we have to see Halo. It's been the longest we've ever been without getting the announcement of the next proper Halo title. And even though I'm saying that I don't think it'll be called Halo 6, I still think it will be Halo 6. It will be
So it won't be a reboot.
It's not going to be ODST.
Gotcha.
No, it might be a reboot. It
Okay.
might be a reboot. It's going to be a proper entry in Halo. It's not going to be. And
We see Master Chief's face?
I don't know, probably not. Maybe. Who the
Yeah.
fuck knows? Maybe he has a son, but maybe he has a daughter. Maybe he's a woman. You
Who
know?
knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate twist.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we'll see it. And at the very least, and I keep just saying this, and it's maybe just because I want it, I think that we'll see a Halo Battle Royale, like smaller title.
You said that enough that it sounds really good. Where
I
it's
mean-
like, imagine if it wasn't Halo 6 and it was making Halo Battle Royale. When they called something different or whatever.
My thing is,
Halo finish the fight.
Halo has a special something when it comes to how the game feels, how the game controls, the variety of weapons and vehicles. The vehicles feel specifically Halo. It's like, and you know that. The moment you get into Warthog, you know how it controls. And the idea of one massive map, and just the Battle Royale that we now fucking understand and know how it works, but just with the feel of Halo and being able to ride a Ghost, ride a Warthog, oh my God, that sounds so awesome to me.
Yeah.
Like that excites me about these games in a way that other like PUBG and whatever. It's like I love jumping in. I love jumping into Fortnite. But
You've talked about, but the shopping cart's really going to change it.
shopping cart's going to change.
Right.
It's going to change the game. But I don't know. But at the same time, I also feel like that's extremely simultaneously wishful thinking for me, and simultaneously something that I don't think like other people necessarily are clamoring for, and they're going to talk a lot of shit if it happens.
Okay.
But I guarantee that if Halo put out a Battle Royale, it's going to be fucking good. Unless it's not and needs a day one patch.
I think it would be awesome. I think that'd be really, really cool. We'll see if they listen to you, Tim. Number 5 on the Robo Report is a story for you there. Oi, governor! UK listener. Game Center is liquidating. This is via Christopher Dring over at gamesindustry.biz. Award-winning and highly regarded UK independent retailer Game Center has entered liquidation. The chain is based in Scotland and operated 8 stores and an online outlet. It has been running for over 25 years. The team, led by Robert Lindsay, was a regular face at UK retail events and has collected 7 MCV awards for Best Independent Retailer, including this year. In the latest casualty of the UK games retail scene, which has also seen the closure of Granger Games in March, another independent chain which operated 67 stores across the UK. Independent online retailer GameSeek then closed earlier this month. Can't add much context to this, as I've never been to lovely Scotland or the UK. But apparently this is a big deal for you guys in terms of your independent games. I wanted to put it out there, obviously, as we continue to see digital distribution take off, the dominance of online retailers and everything else. Just a heads up that that's happening. And may you rest in peace, Game Center.
RIP.
Tim.
Yes.
I wonder if I'll ever get over there to the London area. And if I do, if Game Center will still be open.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to go into the mom and grop shops and see what came out that day.
Yeah.
In fact, where would I go today if I wanted to know what came to the mom and grop shops?
For the longest list,
It's a long one today, guys.
longest
Strap in.
official
Tuesday.
list of upcoming software across each and every platform is listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday.
Yeah. Strap in. You got a lot of games here.
Jeez.
Agony is on PlayStation 4 and PC. Along Together is on PlayStation VR. Bird Cakes is on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Black Hat Cooperative is on PSVR. Die for Valhalla is on PS4 and Switch. Fallen Legion Rise to Glory is on Switch. And you might say, Greg, you've talked about Fallen Legion before. I have. You might remember we did a Let's Play of it as a Vita game we debuted here. And when it came to PlayStation and Vita, it of course had 2 different versions that you played through. One was PlayStation 4, one was Vita. Our friend Yuichi wrote into me and said, "Hey Greg, can you do me this favor? Today, Fallen Legion releases on Mom and Grop digital and physical shops for Switch. Can you add the extra note that it is both stories from the PlayStation 4 and Vita in one game and with extra content, including full Japanese voice acting, extra playable characters, and side quests?" So there you go.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Going the extra mile. Doing it right.
I played Fallen Legion on my Vita on a flight, and I enjoyed it. Like I don't know if it was for me kind of thing, but I enjoyed what I played of it. So yeah, if you're into fighting side scrollers there with like stories and like the button combos were different powers and stuff, it's cool. Harvest Moon: Light of Hope comes to PlayStation 4 and Switch. Hexalogic. Out today on Steam, iOS, and Android. The Journey Down Chapter 1 is on PlayStation 4. Ikaruga is on Switch.
Ikaruga on Switch. Get it for Jared Petty.
I have it already. That's how much I love Jared.
Oh.
Cabounce is on PlayStation 4 and PC. Knights of Pen and Paper 1 Deluxe Edition is on PlayStation 4 and Switch. I started playing that as well on my Switch, enjoying it quite a bit. Yeah, you familiar with this one?
No. Pretty
Pretty sure it was popular. It was a mobile game that came over here or whatever. But it's the idea of like you're in the modern world, like you're here or whatever, and like you pick the pizza guy, your principal, whoever, to sit down and play a pen and paper RPG, but then the battles take place behind the table and you see them all out. I was enjoying it. Legend of K Anniversary comes to Switch. Metal Slug XX comes to PlayStation 4. Moonlighter comes to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. No Heroes Here comes to PlayStation 4. Oh Sir, The Hollywood Roast comes to PlayStation 4. Old Man's Journey comes to PlayStation 4. Another game that was on iOS that looked really good that I never got around to playing, but now that's on PlayStation 4. Maybe it's easy platinum. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't have platinum. Who knows? Owlboy is on PlayStation 4. The Perfect Sniper is on PlayStation VR. Rocket League Salty Shores Update is out. Sega Genesis Classics comes to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Shift Quantum comes to PS4 and Switch. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection comes to PS4, Xbox One, Switch.
I'm excited for that one.
Really?
Yeah, popping in.
You're not going to play it.
Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Dude, I play it like when I'm on planes for the Switch.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2,
Yeah.
whatever, even though it was a bad port, whatever. That and Mario Kart are my defaults of just like, fuck it, I just want to play something.
Sure.
There's nothing better than the arcade mode of Street Fighter 2. Just fucking busting through that shit with Chun-Li. A little yip. Into it.
To the Top comes to PlayStation 4. Wraith comes to PlayStation 4. Or no, I'm sorry, PlayStation VR. Yoku's Island Express comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. And then here's a long one that I didn't want to truncate, so I'm just going to read you the press release. Behavior Digital is proud to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Dead by Daylight with a plethora of fresh content. The developer and publisher of the award-winning game will launch a new chapter and a store, which will be available via public test build on Steam today. In the new chapter, called Curtain Call, players will be introduced to the Clown and Kate Denson. This new edition will take place in Campbell's Chapel. Players will also discover a new in-game store to purchase long-awaited cosmetic items, as well as some of the game's characters. The team has worked hard to completely overhaul the economy. Iridescent shards will be gained with playtime through a new player-level system, while Uruk cells will be available for purchase. There's a lot of lore going on by Dead by Daylight.
Video games, man. Like, I get it. I'm sure some people love it.
They do. Dead by Daylight is super popular.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about the things in the game. Why do we got it? Why do we? What iridescent cells and just.
I'm sure that's the in-game currency that you can earn, right? Because it's gained with playtime through a new player level system.
I don't know, man.
While the cells are available for purchase. That's your, real money thing. Microtransactions, bro.
Yeah.
Something's happening. Follow Boy. Oh, it's a mask. We got a Vault Boy mask going up there, coming back down.
Oh.
We're keeping you posted as we watch in the corner down here, the screen. Wait for Pete Hines to go over there, read our text messages. New dates for you. It's another, I'm just going to read from the Nintendo press release. Every legendary hero needs a shield, just like every legendary gamer needs a video game system that looks like a shield. Launching exclusively in GameStop stores on July 2nd at a suggested retail price of $160. The special edition new Nintendo 2DS XL Hylian Shield Edition system resembles Link's iconic Hylian shield from the Legend of Zelda series and comes preloaded with the critically acclaimed venture, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. A dynamite game.
Dynamite game.
Cool looking DS as well.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they should just put everything on Switch, though.
It's true.
Black Clover Quartet Knights is coming to the Americas on PlayStation 4 and PC September 14th, 2018. Fractured Lands, a new first-person shooter, last one standing game from Unbroken Studios, a team of senior developers behind the Battlefield, Medal of Honor, and Call of Duty series, comes to Steam Early Access this summer after a series of closed beta weekends on June 8th, June 22nd, and June 29th. Mega Man 11 comes out October 2nd, That's a new release date?
That's a brand new release.
Well, I was
date.
running late today. I didn't have a
Announced
chance.
today.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. I saw that
there's
around.
a new trailer for it.
Gotcha.
Looks a lot better than the first trailer we saw.
Oh, okay.
But I still am not in love with the art style.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, cool. At least the animations look a little bit better, and like it seems like the backgrounds have more. The colors seem to mesh better than they did before. So I'm like, all right, cool. You're doing something, because before it seemed like a weird, cheap cash grab.
Neocore and Big Ben have announced that the release of Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Mortar for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 has been delayed. The game previously scheduled to release on June 5th will release later this summer. Then, deals of the day for you. Xbox games with gold have been announced for June. June 1st through the 30th on Xbox One, you can get Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia. Then Smite Gold Bundle is available June 16th to July 15th on Xbox One. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is June 1st through the 15th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. And then Lego Indiana Jones 2, The New Adventures is available June 16th through the 30th. Xbox One and Xbox 360. PlayStation deals of the day, a global promotion that celebrates the passionate PlayStation community and your endless support by offering epic deals at participating retailers across the US and Canada while supplies last is coming. It's, of course, PlayStation Days of Play. From June 8th through the 18th, PlayStation will offer discounts on hardware, peripherals, and PlayStation 4 exclusive games. You can go to the blog, either in Europe or the United States, to see the entire rundown of what's going on there. But Sam writes in about the most important part. Did you see this today?
No.
Go look at my Twitter real quick while I do this. Sam writes in about the most important part of this deal. Angry Greg voice, Sam says, "What is going on over at PlayStation? For years, we asked them to make more attractive special edition consoles, and now they release this amazing blue console with silver symbols on top. But it's out of nowhere and only the PlayStation 4 Slim." And Angry Greg voice. I mean, it's so good looking. I just wish I had some heads up. With other consoles, we get a few weeks or months leading up to the release. Oh well, at the very least, they are now trying. Maybe next time. What are your thoughts on the design? Thanks for the awesome content each and every day. Heart, Sam. Are you looking at this now?
I
have
am
it
looking at it. Yeah.
I got tricked and trolled today by one Polygon. Because I saw Polygon tweet about this today.
Yeah.
And I clicked on it, and I'm all like sleep deprived reading it. And it's all these games, all these things. And then it's this beautiful shot of this beautiful blue bastard. And I was like, wow, this is a sexy thing. And their graph leading into it started talking about the PlayStation 4 Pro. And they were like, the biggest news is the And I was like, oh shit, it's an actual Pro. Tweeted about it. And then sure enough, it's like, oh, the biggest news, PlayStation 4 discounted. But this also, they're doing this regular PlayStation. Fuck, I didn't read far enough. I didn't get my comprehension skills down.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Looks real good.
Warriors
real beautiful.
colors.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I guess that's true. Kevin, will you bring it up real quick? If you want to just on the same, just open a new tab, go to twitter.com/GameOverGreggy, you go to my media, you'll see it there. Yeah, I think it's really beautiful. I wish it was a Pro, but I also get why it's not a Pro. Yeah. This is PlayStation Days of Play. Hey, here's a cheap way to get into the PlayStation ecosystem. So here's a beautiful, beautiful PlayStation system that, yeah, is going to be the cheaper model and not be.
I also feel like it's them trying to get rid of the PS4 Slims that they have.
Sure.
Because you got to imagine that at some point soon they're going to switch over to the Pro, being the only PlayStation.
Yeah, there it is. Kevin's going to throw it up. See, are they silver? I thought they were gold. This looks gold to me, but it could be either, I guess. It's reflective.
Yeah, it looks gold.
Okay. Either way, beautiful. I would snap this up in a heartbeat if I need a PlayStation 4. Yeah. And I still got to be a man of my word, of course, if they put out a Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro that isn't ugly as sin, I got to get that. Mm-hmm. A lot of things to buy lately. Not a lot of money going around, though. You know what I mean? Time for Reader Mail. And speaking of money, it's brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was a Memorial Day. We grilled outside. Tim missed it. Kevin missed it. But what we grilled? Omaha Steaks, because Omaha Steaks are awesome. Of course, as I was telling you yesterday, Father's Day is right around the corner, and dads love meat.
It's true.
My dad loves Omaha Steaks. How much does my dad love them, Tim?
A lot. So much that you got it for him, and then he got it for you.
He continues to get it for me now. Every holiday, I get a thing of Omaha Steaks in it. God bless my dad. God bless my dad, because Omaha Steaks is awesome here. Omaha Steaks delivers hand-trimmed, flash-frozen, and vacuum-sealed meats directly to your door in an Omaha Steaks cooler. They got poultry. They got pork. They got veal. They got lamb. They got bison. They got seafood. They got veggies. Wow. For the first time ever yesterday, I actually cooked those the frozen potato wedges they sent. They were delicious as well.
I'm sure they were.
They knocked it out of the park once again. Right now, Omaha Steaks is giving a limited time offer to my listeners for Father's Day. At 78% off, this is an amazing deal. Go some kind of Star Wars device is driving by outside. Go to omahasteaks.com, type KF Games in the search bar, and you can get the following deal. The Father's Day package includes 2 filet mignons, 2 beefy top sirloins, 4 chicken fried steaks, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 all beef Omaha steak burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, 12 ounces of all beef meatballs, 1 pound of steak fries, or steakhouse fries, 4 caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha steak seasoning packet, and 4 more burgers for free with the purchase. Again, get this limited time package for just $49.99 when you go to omahasteaks.com, type KF Games in the search bar, and add the Father's Day package to your cart. Don't wait. This offer ends soon. Go to omahasteaks.com, type KF Games in the search bar, and get this. Again, they don't check if you really have a father, if you really send it to them. Just get your own meat sheet. It's
Get your
easy.
own meat, dude.
We're also sponsored by Brooklinen. Brooklinen.com. How many times do I gotta say I love these sheets and comforters, Tim?
I love them too, Greg.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can say something now. You use it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I often tell you how
Yeah.
much I appreciate the quality of the pillowcase and the sheet. You know, the middle sheet that goes in, like on top.
Sure,
of
the
you.
top sheet, yeah.
Because it's thick. It's not too thick.
Yeah.
But it's not those like flimsy thin ones. I like a layer on me when I sleep.
Yeah.
So I overheat a lot.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate when the sheets keep me warm enough, but not too warm. And this does just that.
All right. Well, you spend a third of your life in the sheets. So make a difference in how you sleep. Start getting better sleep with better sheets. As I've said before, you need new sheets. I know you say, I got sheets. It's time to buy some new ones. So get $20 off and free shipping when you go. Use promo code GAMES at brooklinen.com. Brooklinen is so confident that they offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all the sheets and comforters. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use promo code GAMES at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code GAMES, Brooklinen. These are the best sheets ever. Now, I want to double check one thing. Okay, cool. Just making sure. We're going to start with a question from JBR, of course.
Okay, JBR.
Frequent contributor to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. But then we're going to kick it to a guest commentator who's going to give insight, the likes of which I've never seen before. And this is not a Greg troll or joke. JBR writes in and says, hey, Greg and Tim, how much power/input does Sony actually have in its first-party studios? Is Sony the one that told Ben Studios to delay Days Gone, or was that the decision? Oh, here comes somebody on the Bethesda thing. She got a can and it's frozen. That's great. Is Sony the one that told Ben Studios to delay Days Gone, or was that decision of the studio? I've never understood the actual details of the relationship between Sony and its studios. Maybe you guys know more. Maybe you guys know more than the average Joe. JBR, greetings from Florida. Now, JBR, I could come in here, right, and tell you what I think it is, how I've heard it to work, and what all goes like that before, right? Instead, what I did is reached out to Kind of Funny Games daily co-host Christian Phillips. He's been on here twice before, and he used to run, of course, Sony San Diego. Okay. I just gave him your text. Here's the question. Here's what Christian sent back.
Oh, this is cool. Journalism.
Real journalism, right? Not just talking out of our ass. When a first-party studio pitches an internal concept internally to the head of the region, Scott Rohde for America, management within Worldwide Studios then decides if the game needs to be taken to a green light meeting or not. This is always determined by budget. The smaller, the less likely that a green light is needed at inception. For the stage that Days Gone is at, it is likely that the decision to delay was born out of a key milestone review, a subsequent set of meetings within Worldwide Studios, and they then would sit down with the marketing partners to update them and let them know that a slip is coming. On rare occasions, it is possible that if there are products crowding each other, that marketing would come to Worldwide Studios and ask that something be moved to allow for the respective games to receive marketing support. So, if Days Gone was tracking to be in the same window as Spider-Man, then Days would move. If Days was tracking to be anywhere around Red Dead, Days would be moved. My personal bet is on getting it away from Red Dead. Sony already saw once what happens to a new IP that comes out at the same time as Red Dead. Then Christian says, ... whimper, ... Mod Nation Racers, whimper. Never forget, Christian. Goddamn, I love me some Mod Nation Racers. I didn't realize we were blaming Red Dead for that. Not the insane load times. But anyways, you go to hell, Red Dead, if that's the case. So that's interesting. I was going to say, like, yeah, the way I've always understood it, back to your question, is like, how much power/input does Sony have on its first-party studios? JBR says, this is what I assumed it was. I've always heard it that, yeah, the way people tell us that oh, it's funny to see Shu on your shows because we're terrified of him in real life if they work in studios, because you have to go to a room with Rhodey or Shu or whoever and pitch this game or multiple pitches and see what gets a thumbs up, what gets a thumbs down, how you want to go out. And so that's how I've always known the relationship to work.
I imagine it to be a very dramatic thumbs up or down, like Miyamoto.
He just, it was just silence, and it just comes up and does that. That was a great one. I love Miyamoto. But yeah, thank you, Christian, for writing in with actual, like, here's how it really works, which is similar to what we thought. But I thought it was interesting about how marketing partners might come in, like the marketing for Worldwide Studios might come and say, hey, we got to move this if something else is. And that this is always determined by budget, right? Yeah, management within Worldwide Studios then decides if the game needs to be taken to a greenlight meeting or not. This is always determined by budget. The smaller, the less likely. Interesting. Thank you, Christian Phillips. And thank you, JBR, for writing in. Now we know a little bit more.
Hell yeah.
Just because I love you, I'll say it. The fantastic Ian wrote into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, if Sakurai approached both of you pleading, practically begging to know who he should include in the new Smash Brothers game, who would you choose and why?
Crash Bandicoot, because obvious, let's get all the mascots together. I mean, that would just like complete at this point, it's not even a trinity. It's just like magic.
Yeah.
And throw Bomberman in there as well.
Okay.
For that kind of iconic gaming goodness. I would also include Geno from Super Mario RPG and Ridley from the Metroid series, because those are the two characters, and Dixie Kong. Because those are the three characters that from the dawn of Brawl were like, they have to be in this game. They're going to be in this game. And then they weren't. And then Smash 4, they have to be in this game. And then they weren't. Like, people say Ridley's too big. You made Charizard work. Make it work, Sakurai.
Do it, Sakurai. Of course, I want Dry Bones. Thank you very much. Because he'd just be unbeatable. Yeah. His block would just be to crumble into bones. You know what I mean?
Comes back up.
Yeah. Couldn't knock him off.
We can't kill him.
He's unkillable. What do we do? Alex Martinez writes in and says, howdy, Tim and Greg. I was wondering what you think about the title of Game of the Generation being tossed around and what it means to you. I see games like The Last of Us, Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, and now God of War in that conversation. And while all of them are surely some amazing games, none of them would be Game of the Generation to me. To me, only one game showcases the trends that have defined this generation and had longevity greater than any other game, and that's GTA 5. But that's just me, and I want to hear from you all. Thanks for everything you do, Alex Martinez. How do you define Game of the Generation? I didn't realize this was getting kicked around so much.
I feel like Game of the Generation is a title that not just one game gets. And that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I feel like when it comes to Game of the Year, right?
Yeah.
It's important to note what Kind of Funny's Game of the Year is and what IGN's Game of the Year is and what GameSpot's Game of the Year is. And then when you look back on it, it's like, oh, in 2008, these were the games of the year.
Here are the collective
multiple games that, like, you know, they're all in the same echelon. And with Games of the Generation, like every game that you just named, I feel definitely is up there and in that conversation. And there are large amounts of people that would argue that. For you talking about GTA 5, like that is such a solid argument that because of GTA Online and what that meant for, and the sales alone, right? Yep. It's not GTA 3, though. It didn't have that type of revolution that way. And I feel like a lot of critics don't necessarily give GTA 5 in retrospect the credit it deserves for how much it's evolved its online service.
Sure.
Even though so many people are playing day to day, but I feel like it's a good thing that you can call any of these games of the generation.
I want to call Last of Us the Game of the Generation. That was last generation's game.
Well, I mean, that's fine though. But
I know. And even GTA 5, I think that's one of the reasons it doesn't get more love, is that it feels so old. And I understand that this is what our industry, our side of the industry, game enthusiast press struggles with, right? That for the most part, you go to IGN, you want to hear about the latest, the greatest, the newest, what's coming. And then what we always found when we were at IGN is when you publish content about a game that's already been out, numbers dive. Yeah. Leading up to it, then, you know, the months and weeks leading up to a launch, you can publish stuff about unreleased games and access you've had and all these different things that people really want to read it. Now, granted, has that changed? Of course. Yeah. People are coming back for what is happening in the Fortnite update. What is this thing about PUBG? I want to know, you know, what's going to be happening in For Honor, but you do see diminishing returns on those usually. I don't know how much IGN's wiki update every week about what's coming to GTA gets.
But I feel like when you this is kind of weird with The Last of Us being in a weird place. But if you kind of take a look back at last generation, like everyone would put out the same games, right? That BioShock would be in there, Last of Us would be in there, GTA 5 would be in there. I'm sure we can continue going down the list, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know. I think it's very cool that we're at a point that there's enough games that are so outstanding that everyone, being a, not accurate term, but like, everyone agrees that these are the games that define video games and define this era.
I like the fact that Alex is bringing in trends and stuff like that, right? Where it's just not an overall package. It's something that what did define gaming.
I mean,
right?
Minecraft is one of the games of
100%,
as well,
100%, right? yeah. And that just continues to go on and on as well. Brandon writes in for the first of a two-pack of questions, I guess. He wrote in, of course, kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, Greg and Tim, thanks to your show, I think about accessibility a lot now and noticed it immediately when playing Detroit. I was disappointed to see there weren't customizable options because the motion controls seem highly unnecessary, as you mentioned yesterday. I kept asking myself how somebody would play this if they were disabled, injured, or maybe even just somebody who doesn't play games. Sony's PlayLink seems like a great option for them to promote accessibility, like with Hidden Agenda, which my mom even enjoyed and she doesn't even play video games. Do you see Sony going deeper down the PlayLink route to promote accessibility, or do you think it was more of just an experiment? Thanks for the awesome show, Brandon.
I don't see them giving up on it. I feel like Sony and Microsoft we're seeing recently are really interested in accessibility and trying to promote everyone being able to play games. And accessibility doesn't necessarily just mean people with disabilities. It also means people that aren't interested in games that don't know how to use a controller, not that they can't use a controller. Yeah. And I think it's great that people are trying different ways to solve those problems. And I think PlayLink is a perfect example of that. We've had a ton of experiences with the PlayLink games or Jackbox or things like that.
Sure.
That's like, I've never been in a situation with a group of friends that don't play games that I can walk in and be like, hey guys, let's play this game. And everyone be like, all right. With Jackbox, I can go in a room and be like, hey guys, let's play this game. It's really a board game. It just uses the TV.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. And then next thing you know, they're like playing other things, Yeah,
it's interesting. I feel the fact that we haven't heard anything about PlayLink in a while, that there hasn't been anything, I think E3 is another test bed for it. When we get to E3 and when we go to the Sony arcade or whatever, not with their behind closed door stuff where they actually have games we can all go play. If they're pushing PlayLink stuff and doing it there, then I think, okay, sure, they're committed to this and this real thing. Otherwise, I do think it was an experiment, and I bet they didn't see the returns on it with the stuff they wanted. But that's you and Hidden Agenda and Knowledge is Power.
I think that there's two more chances for them to come out with it, or else it's dead. Either the pre-show for E3,
sure, exactly,
thing, or PSX later this year. If that ends up happening, who the fuck knows?
I'm sure it will. But yeah, I think. I would think that it's on its way out, that PlayLink was an experiment that they did and they tinkered with and they liked it. They probably liked the tech, but just didn't see the return on it, and they didn't see a giant uptick in people actually playing them and buying. I guess conversion, right? If people like your friends playing it or this Brandon's mom playing it and going to buy a PlayStation. I mean, that's hard to quantify. I know it's but you do see how many times the app's downloaded, how much use it's getting, what play times are, right? We enjoyed Hidden Agenda, but they fucked up and made Hidden Agenda too long. And it was never that, we never had that same group of people together again to play. And it was like, well, I don't want to jump into the middle of a game. And we just never ever played it again. I feel like there's something there. Accessibility wise, that would be an interesting solution. Of course, you've been on the road. I know we've been talking about yesterday. It started over the weekend with a retweet of Steven from Able Gamers complaining about the fact that motion controls make Detroit unplayable, right? For somebody with a disability or certain disabilities. And so then yesterday we talked about that here on the show with Andrea. We got fired up about that again. I'm just like, yeah, they should have done something about that. And I think it's nice to see Brandon trying to look for a solution for the future stuff there. However, Dee-Row. He spelled it out and I still fucked it up. Because I don't know why he spelled that D so much. I know how it would D. Anyways, Dee-Row wrote in from Nashville and said this to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Yesterday, you and Andrea somewhat took Quantic Dream to task for not including an option for simplified controls in Detroit. However, if you play the game on casual as opposed to experience, the controls/command prompts are simplified, i.e. mostly X and O buttons and the right stick movement. I cannot speak to whether this makes the game more accessible to gamers with disability, but wanted to make sure you guys did not misrepresent the game. Thanks for the great work and looking forward to a Detroit spoiler cast in the future. Dee-Row, this is a great call out. You're right. Sorry. The one thing I left out of Steven's thread, we retweeted the one thing of like, hey, motion controls make this game so certain people can't play it. We left out the fact that Steven calls this out himself. That, yeah, you can play on casual, but the problem with casual is that then nobody can die in the game, which he thought took away what the game was going for and what these games are all about. If there's no stakes to the game, why am I playing the game? This is a bad analogy of right, but like Steven just wants to be able to play the game the way any of us are able to play the game and doesn't want the bumpers in the gut on like bumper bowling, right? Where you can't throw a gutter ball. He wants to be able to make a mistake and screw up and have the character die, which I understand. So you're right, D-Row, that we didn't give, why do I keep saying Row? D-Row. It's very clear. I don't know, but he spells it with the EUX thing, like New Orleans and stuff. I don't like that. I don't like when they say Go Saints like that. I get away from myself. You're right, D-Row, that we didn't say that part yesterday, so we did misrepresent that they did something there. However, I think it was, and I don't mean to be this guy, but I think there might be something to it of calling it casual versus experienced. Like, if something happened to me and I wasn't able to play the games I've always been able to play the games, I would want the Xbox controller. I would want to be able to sit down and I would want to be able to play a game that is still, me, the experienced gamer, still gives me the same gameplay loop, same game. It's the same games I've always loved. Yeah. Rather than get it to a point where it's like, all right, now I'm so tuned out on this experience that there's no challenge. I'm not.
Yeah, man, it's so complicated, and it's asking a lot of developers to think outside of what their
comfort zone and what they know,
outside of the comfort zone, and also like on top of trying to just make the game good.
Yeah.
But I do think that, with the work that Able Gamers are doing and with the work that we've seen Microsoft and Sony on a top level putting into it, I always bring up the PSX panel when I was there 2 years ago, I want to say, that really went into it about how Sony's first party studios think about this stuff and implement it. And I thought it was so fascinating. Like, they care, and there's a lot of interest there, and it's only going to grow. And I think that it's important work that more and more, I think we're going to see become the norm.
Agreed. Kevin, how long have we been going for? An hour? All right.
It's time to squat up.
Let me give you one final question, because this is a simple one. Okay. This is a very simple one. Rinehart writes in, and Rinehart, I see you. You've been submitting this one over and over again. I'm happy to finally get on the show. He wrote into kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, hello, Greg and Tim. My question is for Greg. On various past episodes of Kind of Funny Games Daily and Gamescast, when talking specifically about Microsoft's E3 conference, you keep bringing up Rocksteady and how you assume they'll be there showing off their next title. My question is why? Sony has always had a deal with them in the past, and their titles have always been on Sony's E3 stage, from Asylum to Night. Is this a Marvel vs. DC thing? While I do understand it'll be multi-platform regardless, I don't want to lose any potential DC exclusive goodies that could come with a new title. As excited as you are for Spider-Man, a Superman-themed PlayStation 4 Pro might make you shit a chicken. Thanks for all you guys do, and love that chicken until it's tender, not the one I just shit out. Rinehart. No, Rinehart. This is very much one of those things that now I say it so nonchalantly and keep moving because I've been saying it for 9 months. I feel like since we started talking about E3 in January, I've been saying it's time for Rocksteady to do something, and my prediction was they'll be at Xbox.
And it just makes sense because, it is all these like stupid, obvious things like Marvel versus DC, and like there is real consequences to that stuff where I'm sure that somebody's like, I don't want to be on the same stage as them or whatever, somewhere along the line. But I also just feel like we've talked about it for so long because Microsoft needs to come out swinging, and stealing Rocksteady from Sony at the conference is a message. I remember when Final Fantasy 13 came out on the Xbox stage. It was coming to PlayStation. We all knew that, but them being on that stage was a message. Yeah,
and that's exactly why I think it's going to happen. I think Xbox is down on a knee and they want to come up swinging. And I think if you can come out and be like, "Here's Rocksteady's new game, whatever the fuck it's going to be," I think that's a huge win for them, and I think that's a huge moment for them. And I think that's why I've been saying it forever, and why I kind of just take it for granted. It's based on a feeling in my balls, you know what I mean? Like it's just there. It's just there of what I've been saying forever. And and let's be crystal clear too. I'm not talking about this prediction. I don't know, whatever. I'm saying this is the problem with making predictions so early, is that I want to stick with them. And even if I had information making me go one way or the other, I would still stick with it and hang it out there, because I don't want to be the guy that stops saying something when he finds out it's not going to happen. And somebody's like, well, in January you started predicting this thing and you never said anything. I digress. E3 is coming up and I can't wait. Time to squat up. This is where one of you writes into kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Give me your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in a video game. I read it here. The best friends come and find you, and everybody plays games together and has a good old time. Whoa! Some lady just came in and blew one of those like party favors into the Vault Boy's face. But again, do they have those party favors at Mardi Gras? Just putting it out there. Mike Wright writes in, he needs help on The Division PlayStation 4. His PSN username is MikeNike93, all one word. MikeNike93 writes in and says, what's good, KFGD crew? All this talk of Division 2 convinced me to jump back into the first Division. Fun, right? Wrong. I haven't played since the game first released and need all the help I can running through all the DLC, leveling and ranking up. So if you're playing The Division on PlayStation 4, hit up Mike Nike 93, get it up, squat it up, get out there together, rub dicks stuff. Tim, we ask people watching live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames to go to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and tell us what we screwed up as we screwed up so we can set the record straight. What did we get wrong today?
Zach says Fallout 4 was announced before E3 2015. That is true. Because remember, they teased that like there was like the countdown thing that announced it, and then they like blew it out with the release date and all that.
Seems pretty interesting, right? That it seems like what I was predicting for this one would make a lot of sense, but you're all over like, no, don't ruin E3.
I'm still staying with
Tell him,
that.
Kev.
Amaze Hobbs says, not that you're wrong, but could the Fallout tweet be a Fallout Online? Bethesda gained the Fallout MMORPG license in 2009, and in 2012 confirmed the project is canceled in favor of a new project by the same name. Interesting.
Could be.
Very
That's a really good point, too.
Kebab says, the Muppet-like series is called Happy Time Murders.
Thank you. I wonder if Jack...
Fulgan says, when talking about PUBG suing Fortnite, Tim asked, why now? The injunction was actually initially filed back in January. This lawsuit's coming to light now because of a recent report in the Korean Times.
Good point.
It was called The Sharpshooter.
The PlayStation 3 version.
Yeah, it says Kebabs.
Yeah. PlayStation 3 was Sharpshooter, yeah.
Capitalist Pig says, the PSVR one's called the PSVR Aim Controller.
Thank you. What a dumb name. Couldn't keep him in stock,
Charles
you know.
Jacobson says, Old Man's Journey does indeed have a platinum and can be done in one playthrough, but you'd have to know how to approach certain chapters and parts.
I don't care. Tell me how long it is. That's the biggest thing, you know. One trophy away from my Detroit platinum.
Ooh.
Just got to find 1 million fucking magazines. Shout out to Power Picks too. Nobody corrected me on this. I totally misrepresented Power Picks. I only knew Power Picks as a YouTube channel. And as I say, I usually like to go to the YouTube channel, PS4 Trophies. Brian, my boy over there. However, with this one, I needed a very specific walkthrough. Went to PlayStationTrophies.org. They didn't have it yet. Went to Power Picks thing. Oh, guess what? They have all the written reviews. And it turns out people have just been yanking those and putting those into PlayStationTrophies.org. I was an April Fool and didn't understand. So I've been using the Power Pick guide, and it's pretty amazing.
We good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Remember, each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. Write in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Watch us live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Watch us later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and listen on podcast services around the globe. No matter where you get the show, thank you so much for your support. Andrea will be back tomorrow with me. Right now, we're going to sign off, but on Twitch, I'll keep reading the subs and resubs. And no, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.